Hi, every students. I am Mr. Lam. Welcome for watching this online videos about studying convections at home. Make sure you have the textbooks and also the notes next to you. From the previous lessons, we know that liquids and gases are usually a poor conductors, which means the energies are very difficult to transfer by conductions inside these two states of substance. But in this session, we're going to learn another kinds of heat transfer process which allows liquids and gases to transfer the heat very well. So, in this slide, we can learn how convection takes place in liquids and gases using the water model shown here. We can learn it by three parts or three steps. In the first step, we see that when there is a Bunsen flame representing a hot source placed at the bottom of the beaker, the water near the Bunsen flame will be first heated and it will expand and becomes less dense than the surrounding regions. The word dense here comes from the word density. Less dense means the density of the water decreases when heating it. So in step 2, when the water becomes less dense and it will rise to the top, it makes there will be a space here with the water, so it will cause the cooler water on the right hand side will move in and to replace the hot water. As the water is moving as a cycle here, not just the water but also the heat energy will be also carried along this cycle. So this whole process we will classify as convections, and this water flow we will call it as a convection current of water. In this slide, it shows that not just liquids but also gases allows convections to take place. We will use the word fluids here to represent gases and liquids. So fluid is a group of gases and liquids. And in the yellow box shown here, it gives a clear definitions of convections, representing a process of heat transfer through a fluid by the movement of the fluid itself. In this slide, it shows that there are different examples of convections. The first one is the heater, and the other one is the air conditioners. When the heater is turned on, the air is warmed near the heater. It will set up a convection current, the air current around the room. And you can find that if you want to have a more effective convection current, we better put the heater on the floor. In this slide, if an air conditioner is replaced, we will set up this at the top of the flat or the wall, but not on the floor. The reason is, as air conditioners gives out cold air, and the cold air will sink to the bottom. Since it is denser, then it will become denser when it is cooled down. So the warm air will be pushed up to set up the convection current, and later on when it is cooled down again, it will sink and move to the right. As this process repeats, all the air in the room will be cooled. Here is another examples of convections. It is called sea-land breezes. Sea-land breezes is a combination of two breezes. The first one is sea breeze, and the other one is land breeze. Breeze means wind. Sea breeze representing the wind is coming from the sea towards the land. So for the figure shows here representing the sea breeze. Let me tell you why sea breeze happen in the daytime. As in the daytime, both land and the sea will be heated up by the energy from the sun. However, there is plenty of water in the sea with very high specific heat capacity, which means that it is very difficult to be heated up compared with the land. That causes the suns will heat up the land more quickly than the sea. Warm air above the land will rise, and the cold air will blow from the sea to replace the warm air. Convections also cause a candle flame always points upward. No matter how you place the candle, we will call it as orientations. The reasons is also can be explained by the convection currents. Another example, we will only place the extractor hook at the top but not below the stove. The reason is because hot smoke only rise in convections. The design of electric kettle also consider the elements of convections. A heating element always will be installed at the bottom, not near the top of the kettle. The reason is we want to form a more effective convection current that can heat up the water in a faster rate. Same as previous example, the water heating by the electric kettle. In this case, a fish tank heater will be also installed at the bottom of the but not near the top of the fish tank. The reason is we want to form a convection current in a more effective way. So, after learning convections today, do you know why we need to crouch on the ground during a fire? Do you know why Connie will feel warm when she wears a down jacket, but she will feel very cold when she takes off the jacket, even she is inside a tent which traps even more air than a down jacket? Can you explain how a down jacket keeps us warm by considering the feathers and also the small package design of the down jacket? Can you also explain why we will put the dry ice above the box of ice cream but not below it? Here comes to the last questions. Can you explain when we want to heat the chocolate sauce, why the heat source is placed below the pot but not above it? By considering the principles of convections?